Strange discovery in 2023 raises questions about the end time. Welcome to Hope Alive, where we explore the mysteries of science and uncover discoveries. In this episode, we dive into a peculiar finding made by scientists in the year 2023 that has sparked speculation about its implications for the end time. The scientific community is always on the lookout for groundbreaking discoveries that challenge our understanding of the world. In 2023, a team of researchers stumbled upon an enigmatic phenomenon that left them questioning its significance.
Recently felt like something was shifting under your feet. It was.
Researchers say we're likely experiencing a big change in the Earth's core.
Yeah, okay, so this is not cataclysmic, so everybody, it's okay, we don't have to overreact, but the Earth's solid inner core rotation has slowed down, and likely it's starting to reverse course. I know that sounds like a sci-fi movie, but so the inner core is like a giant iron marble, kind of floating inside the outer core, which is a sea of molten iron and nickel. And we can't really monitor exactly what's happening in the inner core because, well, it's so deep, but we believe this change happens once every 70 years. The researchers studied seismic wave activity since the 1960s, and that's led to the belief in the slowdown and this rotational switch. Now, there's no reason to fear, as I said, not the end of the world. At best, this could lead to our days being shortened by just like a millisecond, and the movement of the magnetic North Pole might shift just very, very slightly. You wouldn't even notice the difference if I hadn't told you.
So you're saying we don't have to do math or anything?
You don't have to do math, you don't have to do anything.
That was
just
my
know
concern.
That the big marble inside is moving around.
Scott Withers always with the latest information.
Right, breaking the science down.
Reminds us that we are nowhere near as close to as smart as we think we are. And oh boy, does this next one do exactly that. You know that golden telescope we humans built that's taking some mind-blowing pictures of space right now? Well, it turns out it's so powerful, it might have just shattered our understanding of the universe. We've all heard about how the new James Webb telescope is kind of like a time machine because it can look back to the early formation of the universe. And it's been doing just that. It has taken pictures of 6 galaxies that are some of the oldest that we've seen, but they're a little hazy and there's a lot going on in these images. Bear with us. For one, when you're looking at these things, they're supposed to be from the beginning of time as we know it, and they're not supposed to be all that well formed. Well, guess what? These are looking a lot bigger and a lot more developed than we thought.
And so this would completely force it to completely rethink what's going on back then.
There should not be primordial galaxies that are bigger than the Milky Way galaxy that are only 500 million years old. Something is wrong. We may have to revise our theory of the creation of the universe. Now, I personally think that the solution to the problem is these are not baby galaxies at all. They're actually monstrous black holes. Black holes that formed after the instant of creation. That's baffling scientists because they don't fit in the normal sequence of the birth of a galaxy. So I personally think that we're actually looking at monster black holes where perhaps new laws of physics are emerging. And again, if you can figure all this out, there could be a Nobel Prize waiting for you.
I'm sorry, you're saying that these galaxies, these 6 galaxies that look kind of like galaxies are actually black holes?
Yeah, that's one theory, because we think that at the center of our own Milky Way galaxy, there is a raging black hole that is 2 to 3 million times more massive than our sun. In fact, we now believe that at the center of almost every galaxy in the universe, there's a monstrous black hole that could be millions to billions of times more massive than our own sun.
All right, exciting news. One of the first and biggest projects in the James Webb Space Telescope's tenure has released its first images today.
Titled Cosmos Web, the project is co-led by Dr. Jehan Kartaltepe, an associate professor at RIT. The goal is to unlock the early secrets of the universe, some of the first galaxies and stars that formed as early as 200,000 years after the Big Bang.
To understand how those first stars formed, what they were made of, what their properties were, how they are different from today's stars. That's something only JWST can do, right? There's no other telescope that we have or that we will have in the foreseeable future that can really probe this time period. We can look for things like galaxy clusters where there's a lot of galaxies really close together, and we can compare them to ones that are in more isolated regions of the sky.
Known time machine is revealing new things about the universe. The James Webb Space Telescope is capable of looking back billions of years, and it's seeing things once thought impossible. UT researchers actually discovered the images.
What we are seeing at this moment is not what the galaxy looks like now. It's what the galaxy looked like when that light left it.
When you think about a galaxy, you probably think of the Milky Way. But there are more than one type of galaxy.
One is more like a watermelon shaped galaxies, and the other is like a frisbee.
Bars are found in spiral galaxies.
It's almost like a cylinder, and it stretches from the center of the galaxy to the outer parts.
Galaxies like the Milky Way use the bars to form new stars.
They help to solve the supply chain problem in galaxies, right? They take the gas that's in the outer part of the galaxy, they bring it to the center.
Dr. Jogi said they didn't expect Webb to see what it did.
Not only did it show really clearly these barred galaxies at 20% of the age of the universe, but surprisingly, these bars were also very well developed.
The discovery reshapes what we know about galactic evolution.
The fact that we are seeing bars early in the universe means there's a new channel to form new stars very early on in the universe.
And drill down into an area of the Earth where you get pristine samples that haven't seen light since the earliest days of the solar system.
Wow. So as we mentioned, they first started this back in '61. They got down pretty far, but they stopped. Why? What happened?
Well, a couple of things happened. First of all, they had some technical breakdowns, but also 1961 was the point that America began looking up at the moon, not down at the core of the Earth or at the mantle of the Earth.
What are we hoping to find in this material?
Here's a couple of fascinating things. First of all, seismic scientists know that when you get below a certain level, it's called the MOHO discontinuity, a term I love. It sounds like gibberish.
It's
a great term. Exactly. But it's where seismic waves speed up. And if you learn more about those seismic waves, you can learn more about earthquakes. You can also maybe find extreme life forms that deep down.
Really? So what are the life forms they think?
Well, you have life forms on Earth called extremophiles. They survive in extreme environments, down at hot vents, locked in desert rocks. Here, it's possible you will find forms of life that are that deep in the Earth that live on methane. And living on methane is sort of a template for extraterrestrial creatures.
Wow.
Story. Chinese researchers believe the Earth's inner core may have reversed its rotation. Just follow along here. Researchers analyzed seismic waves created by earthquakes as they passed through the planet along similar paths since the 1960s, and they found the inner core's rotation stopped between 2009 and 2020 and may have even reversed direction. The researchers believe such a reversal generally takes place every 7 decades, give or take. One expert not involved in the study notes that some scientists theorize that the inner core changes its rotation.
Stopped just over 10 years ago and appears to be picking up speed, rotating now in the other direction. So what could that mean for the magnetic forces in and around the Earth?
While it is premature to conclude that this discovery directly signals the end time, its nature warrants further investigation and contemplation. Remember to like and subscribe to Hope Alive for more exciting scientific discoveries and thought-provoking discussions. Stay curious, stay hopeful, and let's explore the wonders of the universe together.